welcome to the information session for the new Global Citizen Fellowship Program that we're launching in 2025. We're so happy that you're here to join us to learn more. I'm going to start with some self-introductions. So my name is Paul Hastings. I'm the president of the Japan ICU Foundation, and I will be the program lead for this new program. And today, I'm so happy that we're joined by Yuri Morikawa, who's going to just give her a quick self-introduction. Please, Yuri.
Sure. Good evening, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the session. My name is Yuri Morikawa. I'm a professional coach / facilitator, and I'm one of the program designer for this program. And I'm so thrilled to be here tonight and today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Yuri-san. And we're also joined by Aki Takada from the Japan ICU Foundation, our vice president, and Hideko Matsuyama, who I think many of you know, our program manager at the Japan office. And they are going to, I think, turn their videos off for the rest of the session, but they're here as well to answer questions. And I want to say here at the top that if you do have any questions throughout, please feel free to put them in the Q&A box. And, I'll be, and Yuri-san will be sharing and answering some of the questions I'm sure that you have as we go through. But feel free to just put them in there as they come into your mind. And if we don't answer them as we present, then of course we'll take a look at the Q&A and try to answer your questions as well as we can. So welcome again. Okay, so Japan ICU Foundation, who are we, what are we? So we are a nonprofit organization based in New York City. We are independent of ICU, but we work very closely with ICU. We were founded in 1949 to help raise funds to establish ICU. And today, our mission is to nurture global citizens who contribute to the well-being of humanity. So we do that by providing lots of different opportunities for ICU students, ICU faculty. We work closely with the administration on various different institutional priorities. And we're really happy that in April of this year, we were able to open a Japan office in ERB, ERB1, room 123. And Matsuyama-san, Hideko-san is there. And she's there full time. And so hopefully you've had a chance to meet her, or if you haven't yet, please feel free to swing by the office anytime to learn more about Japan ICU Foundation. Our website is there at the bottom. I'm sure you've maybe had a chance to take a look at it already. And this is a photograph of our full team. So we're a staff of 5, and this is actually taken in our office in New York. You can see we have one window that faces south in Manhattan, and it has a beautiful view of the Midtown Manhattan skyline. So if you join this program, you'll have a chance, of course, to see this office as well. And just briefly, Fernando Rojas is on the left side of this photograph. He's a program manager based in New York. And Sachiko Tokai is directly to to the left of me, and she's based in New York as well. And you've already met Hideko and Aki on the call. Okay, so what is the Global Citizen Fellowship? Global Citizen Fellowship is a 1-year program that will begin in April of 2025, and it will run through the full academic year. And what is the program? It's basically a program that's been developed around our mission statement. So I mentioned earlier that our mission is to nurture global citizens. And you may have some idea of what a global citizen is, and probably in your mind, you're thinking of somebody who, understands a little bit about the world and, maybe is thinking about ways that they can contribute to society. And in fact, that is very much what global citizenship is. Global citizenship is based around 3 pillars: awareness, responsibility, and participation. Awareness is not just about your awareness about the world and how the world operates, how society functions, but also about self-awareness. So what is my place in this world? What is my relationship with myself, with others, with nature, with all the living things on this planet? So that is all part of awareness. And then we have responsibility, which is really about what is my contribution? What do I want to do? How do I contribute to, and how do I, what are my feelings of purpose and responsibility towards myself and towards others? And then participation, of course, is connected to that. So it's not just that you want to be able to think about, what do you feel responsible for, but it's through your actions that you really showcase how you are feeling about what you're responsible for, and showcasing your awareness. So with that in mind, we've designed this program to explore what your purpose is, what your values are. We're looking to deepen your awareness of the world and your place in it, and ways that you can contribute to the common good. We all know that the world is full of complications and joys and sadness and all of the different things that humans and living things experience on this world. And we're looking for, we've designed this program in a way that you can learn more and you can contribute more proactively throughout your life. So it's a not full funded, it's a fully funded program for 12 undergraduate students. And we're going to go into more of the details shortly about what the program actually is. But before we do that, it's important to explain who is eligible, of course, for this program. So as it says here, all degree-seeking undergraduate students at ICU are eligible to apply. You must be available for the entire program. What that means is that, for example, if you're going to go study abroad starting in September, unfortunately, you would not be eligible this year to participate in the program. Or if you plan to take kyugaku, to take a leave of absence from school during that 1-year period, you would also not be eligible. And the reason is that the program is designed around the availability and the schedule of ICU students. And it's meant to complement your academic program and all of the other things that you're involved in as a student. There's no restriction, of course, on nationality. There's also no minimum GPA. We very much think that these kinds of programs can sometimes kickstart various academic futures for people. So we don't want to penalize someone who has yet to sort of excel academically. That is not what the point of this program is. However, there is an expectation that you'll be able to participate in the program using the English language. And I want to explain why that is. The main reason, as you'll hear shortly, is that the part of this program is a 2.5-week trip to the United States, to New York. And we will be meeting with a lot of different change makers, different organizations. And we want to make sure that you'll be able to participate fully in that. That does not mean, however, that you have to be fully fluent in English. We are not going to be requiring a test score for your application. However, we will be conducting an interview and we will be asking you some questions in English just to assess whether or not we think you'll be able to participate. Of course, ICU itself is a bilingual institution, and everybody involved in the program has various fluency in Japanese and English, and so we should be able to work with you. But if you have questions about the English requirement, please contact us. Please don't just not participate or don't apply. Please contact us first if you're still interested in the program. Okay, program summary. So the program is divided, just like the ICU schedule, into kind of 4 different sections. There's the spring, which is all about the spring term, and it's discovering yourself. And Yuri-san will be explaining more about some of those activities that she'll be leading in the spring. And then we have the summer, which is, I just mentioned, the New York trip. So this is about expanding your worldview. And then we have the autumn, which is going to be about planning a social impact project. So each student will be receiving funding to conduct a social impact project. And then the winter will be taking action. So autumn is kind of the planning, and then the winter term is taking action, implementation of your project. And this is the Global Citizen Fellowship journey that we've created, just to give you a much clearer sense of what this program is. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Yuri-san, who's going to explain a little bit. So please, Yuri.
Sure. Oh, look at this whole path of the journey. I hope you get excited and also feels wow. This looks a little bit complicated, but this consists mainly 4 seasons. Just like Paul has explained, this is a full year journey and starting from the spring, yeah? And the main focus of the spring session is discovering yourself. And you will have the weekend retreat as a main session. And in the summer, the focus is really about your exploration and expand your worldview in New York. So that's something that you see in the summer program in New York in the middle. And then autumn term is you will exploring that you are planning and your social impact project. Each of you will have your own project, and you will plan yourself. You will have opportunity to present yourself. You can team up and implement. And in the winter term, that you will kind of like integrating all the learning and planning how you can take it to your own life. Yeah? So this is the main flow of the whole year. And in between, there are several activities that will support your learning. Yeah? As you see, there's a phone signs. Yeah? And you will have 3 individual mentoring coaching sessions. That is going to be one-on-one coaching session between you, participant, and myself. Yeah? And throughout this coaching session, you will have opportunity to really deepen yourself, who you are, what is your core value, what is your lifelong dream, or what are some of the things that is hindering your thoughts. Yeah. So really focusing on who you are individually. You also will have 3 online team sessions. Yeah, that you will see right after the weekend retreat. There's a sign and saying online team session, and you will have 3 of them. This is going to be 3 group sessions by Zoom, and each session will have 2 hours. And in this online session, you will have opportunity to really learning about yourself with other people. And and each session will have themes like deepening about your culture. What is your cultural heritage that will be empowering you to be the leader? Or something like, what are your life purposes? So this is the online team sessions. You will also have 4 peer calls. And this can be done by online or face-to-face. Yeah, this is the discussion among participants, and you will be given the themes, what to discuss about. But this is the opportunity for you to really discussing deeply. Sometimes you will talk about yourself. Sometimes you'll be, deeply listening to others. And through that deep conversation, you will learn about yourself and also about others and also about societies or nature. And there are several other activities to support you, like some of the orientations about the programs, or of course, starting from kickoff and also closing completion session. Yeah. And the program will complete at the end of March of 2026. I like to stop here, although I can speak a lot more, but this is the basic whole flow of the whole year. Amazing whole year for you.
Thank you, Yuri-san.
Okay, Bob.
And please, again, if you have questions as we go along, please feel free to just put them in the Q&A
Yes.
box, and we'll take a look at those as we go. All right, we will have a section at the end too for your questions. All right, so thank you, Yuri-san, for explaining the GCF journey. And part of that journey, as we've mentioned already, is a New York program. And we've already scheduled out, and we've started to plan and schedule all the various different activities for the program. So the plan is for the students to arrive on July 3rd, which happens to be the day before Independence Day, which is a big holiday. And as you probably know, there's lots of fireworks in New York, and it's a really exciting time. And so we wanted you all to be able to experience that. And so you arrive, and then of course, it's a holiday, so you're free July 4th and over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. And then the program is beginning in New York on Monday, July 7th. And the whole idea of this New York program is to expand your worldview. And so we want to design this so that you can meet and learn from change makers who are proactively addressing various different societal challenges. And so we are going to be planning out a series of discussion sessions, maybe some lectures or presentations, some site visits to different organizations or different places in New York where the organizations are working. And then it will all be based around the Sustainable Development Goals. So we will explain what each day, which SDG we're connecting in with, and kind of thinking about how are people actually doing this work? Like, how do they actually address, for example, environmental issue or an equity, like a gender equity issue or something like this? So we will be planning that out. And then also a really important part of this is reflection and discussion amongst the group and with the team at JICUF. And so we will have daily reflection sessions in our office. And then a really exciting part of this program is that we've booked a center up in upstate New York in the Catskills called Uplands Center. And it's a retreat center, and it's a beautiful farm. And I'll show you some photographs in a couple of minutes. And we'll have a chance to go there into nature, get away from the city, and reflect and discuss and think about what we've been learning. And we also, of course, will have networking events with the ICU alumni community. You have many amazing senpai in New York, ICU graduates who are involved in many different fields and different parts of life. And then so you'll have a chance to meet with some of them. And then, of course, we wouldn't be able to have you come to New York without experiencing some of the cultural activities of the city. And summer in New York is just a very kind of jubilant, fun time. People are really out and about, and there's lots of music on the streets and in the parks and things like this. So we really want you to experience that, the full range of New York City. And this is a couple of photographs of a program that we used to run in New York called Global Link. And on the left is a group of those students, ICU students with our team visiting the United Nations. And on the right is, of course, visiting the Google office. We may not visit these exact sites, but just wanted to give you a kind of a sense of what you might actually like, what it might like actually look like. So maybe you'll be one of these people in this group going around the city and learning about different things. And these are the photographs I just mentioned of the Uplands Center in the Catskills. So it's a beautiful family farm that's been turned into a retreat center, and we'll be there for 2 nights, 3 days. And also, I've mentioned already the social impact project. So every student who is a participant in the Global Citizen Fellowship will be allocated 100,000 yen to conduct a social impact project. And you can conduct it individually and use that budget by yourself, or you can pool your resources with 2 or 3 or 4 other GCF fellows, and you can then create a little bit of a bigger team project. So it's really up to you to decide what to do. But the idea is to, think about in a small way, 10万yen sounds like a lot of money, but it goes quickly. It's not a huge amount of money, but it does enable you, I think, to design a kind of project and implement that project, and think about how would you actually do something for society, for the common good. And so again, like this, you will be implementing these projects really more in the late autumn and the winter term. And we'll be working closely with you to make sure that you feel prepared to actually implement the project successfully. That being said, failure is also really important, and we can always learn from failure. So it's not about having a super successful, amazing project. It's about the process. It's about the journey of learning how to go about trying to make a change. And that's what we're aiming for. And at the end, you'll have a chance to kind of reflect and present about your social impact project. And of course, important things, how to apply. So the application is already open. It opened on December 1st. And it will close on January 15th. And you can apply on the Japan ICU Foundation website, jicuf.org, /GCF, or if you go to programs for students, you'll find the link to the Global Citizen Fellowship. And then in late January, we will be conducting interviews for candidates who have been shortlisted for the program. And we plan to announce the results on February 7th, which should hopefully give you plenty of time to make your plans, because obviously this is a big commitment. And we know that you're busy and you have lots of different ideas and things that you want to accomplish. And so we want to give you a chance to really make that decision thoughtfully. So we'll be announcing the results by February 7th. Finally, we want to kind of just take a second to share, I think, our own dreams about the program, and just wanted to reflect, from my perspective, why do I do this work and what is my dream for this program? So I grew up going back and forth between Japan and the United States. I lived 11 years in Japan, in Kanazawa, Kobe, and Tokyo. And I came back to the US, where my family is from, when I was in college. So I had a bicultural kind of background, and I grew up as what they call third culture kid. But I really didn't fully understand the world or myself. Of course, I was very young, and the experience was hard to process. But when I was in college, I had a chance to go study abroad in Sri Lanka. And that experience for me was really eye-opening. I lived with a host family. I studied Sinhalese, which is one of the languages in Sri Lanka. And I got to explore the country, and I was really transported into a different world from the world that I had been, familiar with. And it really helped me to understand what is my place in the world, and learning, more about how humanity is and how different cultures are. And that experience really lit a fire in me. And I decided that I wanted to commit my life to providing more of these types of opportunities for young people. And so this program is really for me very personal in a sense, and I love giving. I'm very thankful that I have the opportunity to try to design something that may spark a similar opening or awareness, developing of your awareness about the world and about yourself and your place in the world. And so if that can happen even to one person, that would be my dream for the program. I hope it happens to all of you who participate. And that would really be the fulfillment of my dream. And Yuri-san, I'll turn it over to you.
Oh, by the way, thank you, Paul. There are some story that I never heard about you. So thank you for connecting with, your life and also the dream for this program. Yeah. For me, let's see. Well, my biggest hope for this program is really for the participants. So for you who's listened to this seminar right now, that to have amazing experience, it's going to be incredible experience for you, right? Because this is the very much experiential learning and experience about who you are, and also experience of, jumping to New York and meeting with people, meeting with the world, being inspired. And all this experience is something that nobody can take it from you. It stay with you in the rest of your life, right? And so I really hope that through this experience that you will get to know deeply about who you are and having confidence about who you are and feel inspired, being empowered by us, our team, and for you to get ready to really jump in to the world and become the creator of the future of the world. So that's my dream. That's my hope. And to say to the end, this is the program that I wish it was there when I was a student in ICU in 1991. So.
Thank you, Yuri-san.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's the end of our presentation. And now we'd love to open it up for questions. You can also email us anytime, or you can visit Hideko-san at the Japan office, which is in ERB 123 again. I'm going to stop sharing the screen now. And then I think we have the opportunity. You can put questions in the Q&A, or I think you can raise your hand